first episode of season 4 of Falling Upwards. We've actually done tests of this first episode before, which we will release at some point. But this is our first official episode of season 4. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And of course, hello to my lovely co-host, Maddie Armstrong.
Hey!
See, I know better than to ask you how you are. So I'm just
that's an illegal question.
How has the breathing been? How has the eating food been? How has the drinking water been? How has the body doing things it's meant to be doing been?
I mean, I'm really good at drinking milkshake. Like, yes. I am such a Chad milk drinker. I will always promote drinking milk. If you don't drink milk, you're missing out, you know? I think I'm doing well in that regard.
Do you mean any kinds of milk, or are we thinking, like, does soy milk count, almond milk?
Yeah, I mean, you know, non-dairy milks are fine. The only milk that I will kind of side-eye is a fully skimmed. I think you're just weak.
Yeah, no, nobody.
You might as well just drink water at that point, honey. What a fun start.
Who likes fully skimmed milk? I've never met anyone that likes fully skimmed milk. If you're a listener that consumes fully skimmed milk on the regular, please tell us why, because I am fascinated to know why.
To me, it tastes a bit salty, which is not nice.
I can't remember the last time I've drunk it, so I can't say. Well, we do need to kick off by saying thank you very much for listening last year. If you're listening across season 2, season 3, we do mention this in our...
We did do this in the test episode.
Will come out at some point. But truly, we were very much blown away. Would you not say, Mads?
Yeah, very much so. Wherever you're from, I mean, of course you're one person. I was going to say no matter if you're one person, but you are one person. But I think what I mean to say is that any number of people watching is great. That's what I meant, isn't it?
Just before we started recording, I just went, Maddie, what is Wednesday? Like, we're recording this on Wednesday. I was like, what is Wednesday? Why are we Wednesdaying? What are days? What are we all doing?
But yeah, thank you for listening, you singular one person.
For all of you singular one people out there.
I know we have more than one listener.
There were some countries where we were like, we did not even realize you were listening from there. This is amazing. So thank you to every single one of you who has been listening, who has been feeding back. And it's because of this feedback that we wanted to kick off season 4 with an episode that was just the two of us. Part of that was that you like also listening to just the two of us natter. And if there are guests on, great. And if there aren't guests on, you still enjoy it, which is also awesome. So thank you for loving that. And we're kicking off with just the two of us. So happy 2026, even though it's March. I hope you've been having a great one. And because of that, we are doing something a little bit new and a little bit different based on your feedback, which is that, listen, we don't spend enough time on the lawn. We're not always appreciating Maddie's position as chief, queen, emperor, arbiter of the lawn. And so for times when we don't have guests on, I, as your local court jester, if you like, am bringing failures and things that have happened in the world, in the news, or with me, because also I am a mess, to be judged, to be adjudicated by our Queen Emperor. And of course, you can join in as she adjudicates. If she thinks that something, if she thinks that something is a complete and utter kind of failure, this is what we get.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Iconic.
I think that sums up a lot in the world right now at the moment, to be fair. If she can't decide, if she's just like, it's not really a failure, but it's not really awesome either, this is what we get.
We survived, but we're dead!
We survived, but we're dead.
It'd be hard out there.
Sometimes it feels like that.
Yeah. And if she's like, actually, no, this is a total success, it's not a fail at all, this is what we get. So, of course, judge along with us. I am at the mercy of our Queen Emperor, and all our usual little segments that you also enjoy, like Mad News, like the Exchange, like our sign-offs, are still here, so never fear. With that in mind, are we ready to enter the lawn?
We are so ready. I just want to apologize to the viewers for this massive glowing orb behind me. I can't turn it off. I've got this light as bright as it can, but I can't. So it's creating some weird kind of lighting going on. You're just going to have to pretend the sun isn't there.
As some of you will see, you know, we're doing full video for the first time. We're just us. We're not people bankrolled by a massive company or studio. So this is the real reality. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
This is the real reality.
This is us, as per that song in The Greatest Showman. This is me.
And what does your setup say about you, Aimée?
That I am dead inside.
No. Look, it's very unoffensive, you know? Like it's suitable for all sorts of environments, you know? It's like it's quite corporate, but that's perfect for corporate situations.
Listen, that was like half
This
the
isn't a
dresses on the
corporate
red
situation.
carpet. That was like half the dresses on the red carpet in the Oscars, all white, no color. You know, there's something
That's
for
a bit
everyone
sad.
out there. Yeah. Anyway, onto the lawn.
Okay.
Woo! Okay. As your loyal jester, Maddie, Queen Emperor Armstrong, you should get that on a t-shirt. This is the first thing that I'm bringing to the lawn. I know everybody's talking about it, but I think that it's pertinent for us to discuss, which is that obviously the entire world, or at least all the people that have been very, very online, have been discussing Timothée Chalamet's comments about ballet and opera. But I'm bringing it to the lawn to you under a very specific lens, which is that I think the fact that the discussions have run on for this long, it's been, I feel like we've been discussing it for 6 months now, it feels like it's been forever, is potentially just a failure for us all. Because, you know, I love ballet and opera. Maddie has been on the end of many a TED talk from me specifically about opera. And whilst I think a lot of us can agree that what he said was potentially a little bit disrespectful, you know, he's allowed to dislike things, but maybe don't diss things. Slight difference. The fact that we're still talking about it now, do we not have other things to talk about? It feels like a little bit of a failure that we're still talking about it. Do you know what I mean?
My beloved jester, so as I understand it, the cancelled boy of the week is not the subject of the failure. It is the entire public.
Yeah, just all of us that are still talking, about it. I think specifically the press that are still milking it a little bit longer than it needs to be milked. You know, a lot of questions on the Oscars red carpet were about ballet and opera, and why are we still going there? Yes, we should all be supporting the arts, and we should not be dissing the arts, and we should be respectful of artists putting in amazing work. Why are we still talking about it quite as much as we are? It almost feels like, and I'm not defending his comments because I don't agree with them at all, but it's gone on for quite a long time now. Do you not think?
Let me discuss with my right-hand man. What do you think, Larry? Larry has spoken, and he will go back into his pockets.
Wait, who is that? What is that? What is happening?
That's Larry.
Who's
he
Larry?
looks over me. He looks over me. He's my right-hand man.
Wait, I can't... What is he actually? I'm trying to see his image clearly on the screen.
He's Larry.
Okay, that's cute. That's really cute. What does Larry say? What do you and Larry
He lives in his pocket. It is very much dead, but it keeps on moving because the media will always keep on moving. So I think we were in that middle stage. We survived, but we are dead. That is the verdict of the court.
I know everybody has like their individual algorithm. Has your algorithm been giving you a lot of memes and comments and things about this?
Yeah, for sure. The thing is, he made comments that warrants maybe an accomplished and intimidatingly powerful and respected nice old person to say, "You silly boy, you know nothing." That warrants one person, one singular person saying that.
Right.
When you have millions of those people saying those things, then it becomes imbalanced. We think he gets the message now.
And it does feel, I can't remember which outlet it was. They were doing a thing where it's like, would you rather see ballet and opera or ping pong? And I just thought, wait a second. Why is table tennis catching strays now? Like, table tennis is a legitimate sport with amazing athletes. Like, how is this now? It does feel a little bit, have we not beaten the dead horse a bit? I'm sure he gets it, that he's like, everybody's a little bit mad at me, and maybe I shouldn't have said the thing that I said. Maybe he gets it now. You know, he lost the Oscar. Like, he knows that he's not had a great, how long has it been? A fortnight? 5 years? I don't know.
It's been a while.
It's been, surely he gets it. We can all move on, maybe?
Things never get their due sort of response. They never get their proper justice. Things that require more people to talk about it aren't talked about enough. But then we have things like, oh, this actor that said something a bit silly is now being absolutely driven into the ground about it. And it's kind of imbalanced.
So we're going for mid Queen Emperor. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, we are.
Mr. Five Power, Dad!
Hopefully, this is the last time we will hear anything about any of this. But
it ends here.
But a piece of news that, so dear listeners, we were going to record last week, and then for a variety of reasons we couldn't record last week. And I desperately wanted to bring this on to the lawn for this week. Is Heeseung has left ENHYPEN. The reason I'm bringing this onto the lawn is I don't think it's I'm not saying about it being a fail for the group, a fail for Heeseung. I do wonder whether there's a bit of a fail to be asked for regarding how the company has handled it, because it took so many people by surprise. News outlets that I didn't even think knew about ENHYPEN were talking about this. Like, it was in Forbes. I was like, wait, why is this in Forbes? Oh my goodness. Because it was so unexpected, and because obviously when things are unexpected, often they sting a little bit more, it invites a little bit more discussion. And I feel like even after this time has passed, a lot of fans and observers like you and me do feel a little bit like, how are they handling it? It's a little bit confusing. And I know sometimes we should be we just don't know anything. We're never going to know anything. And that's the piece we should be left with. But I feel like maybe the company is in a little bit of a fail position here. Not any of the artists.
Yes, because the state of things are that now everyone's talking about it, right? Everyone's like, well, what's gone on? It's not settled in a sort of quiet, neat little tied up way. Now everyone's asking these questions because he had things that were scheduled, very quickly, and this was a very abrupt change. So now everyone's wondering what's gone on, and it's not a good look.
Oh, wait, for context, for people that don't know anything about this, ENHYPEN are a 7-piece boy band it just occurred to me that some people have no idea what we're talking about. They are a 7-piece boy band from South Korea. They were formed on the reality show called Island. They've been together for several years now. I want to see, they're near the ends of their contract, aren't they? And out of the blue, one of their very first members, really like core members, they just announced that he was leaving, which is very unusual, I would say, for K-pop groups. Even when a member wants to pursue solo things, often there are structures set up so that members can do solo activities and still be part of the group, and all of these things can live happily alongside one another. You've probably seen it if you may have seen BTS or Blackpink, where a lot of the members have done solo things and they're still part of their groups. So to see him leave the group but stay with the company is a bit surprising to a lot of people, and it makes people speculate, as we can expect. What went wrong? Why are there issues? Sorry, do carry on, Queen Emperor.
For people not familiar with K-pop, this is like if before Zayn left One Direction, Harry left One Direction, you know? This is like if Jungkook left BTS, you know? Like it's huge. This guy, Heeseung, is arguably the best vocalist in the group, and he's got...
Wait, interjection. I'm not a directioner, but Zayn was pretty important to One Direction, was he not?
He was.
I don't know the law.
No, so One Direction, they were all fairly equal, I would say, but Harry was like, he was always sort of the it boy of the group,
right?
Just as an onlooker, you know, it was always about Harry. So that, you know, that would shock the nation. Yeah, that would shock the world if he'd left.
Queen Emperor, is this a question of their company maybe not utilizing PR in the best way that they could have done?
I think so. But also, if things happen very abruptly, it would be quite difficult to do that anyway. If there's a very sudden change that you can't just dust off nicely. So I think a lot of people in the situation will have been left a bit helpless to deal with things. Right. I think all parties involved are having a bit of a difficult time. So... Yeah, we don't even need to say it. I know what you're thinking. Okay, he's going back down. So, taking...
For our purely audio listeners, Maddie picked up...
Oh dear, I forgot about that.
What was his name?
Larry. I've called him Larry.
She picked up Larry. They had like a spiritual moment, and she's put him down now. I obviously, I don't know what psychic communication went on.
It only took eye contact that time. Yeah,
wow.
we are on similar wavelengths. That's why he's my right-hand man.
Amazing.
Taking into consideration everything that's happened, the shock, the heartbreak from fans, the effects on the group and how things are going to go moving forward, how things look to the company. Even though I'm sure everyone's doing the best that they can in the situation, I would say this is a no, God, please no.
On behalf of the company, not the artists, but the company.
But the whole situation, I think that is how a lot of people are feeling about the situation. Certainly I, as a listener of the group, who was just suddenly see this crumble, and no one saw any sort of signs of this happening.
No.
It's a huge shock to the K-pop community.
When I've had to explain it to people, I have used the Zayn leaving One Direction example.
Sorry, I don't mean to say that Harry's was a bigger deal than Zayn.
No, listen, like I said, I'm not a directioner, so I needed that perspective. But I remember when it happened, I had friends that were crying, you know? And this feels equally shocking.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
We wish Heeseung and ENHYPEN well. I hope they both have a great year.
And just to put this all to rest, he sung and he left. And that's the last one we're doing. That's the last one I want to hear. That's the last Heeseung meme I want to hear. I got it out there. No more.
I have a personal fail to bring to the lawn.
Okay.
I mean, I will preface this by saying I think I've been having a messy week, just in general.
Same.
But as some people know, I do the odd beauty video on my social media. I love this stuff. You know, I'm a big enthusiast regarding beauty products and cosmetics, and companies do send me stuff, and I'm terribly grateful, and I find this stuff really fun. And especially as somebody growing up with Asian skin and with combo skin and with super sensitive skin, to be able to test out stuff and then to tell people, oh, I love this is really good for my skin, if you have that skin it might be good for you. I love being able to do it. However, I was confronted with the reality yesterday. I had to do a bit of content. I realized that actually sometimes the reason I like a product is purely superficial. Let me give you an example. There is one serum that I've been trying, and you know, beyond a certain point, a lot of these serums genuinely are effective. You know, I'm never trying something being like, oh, this is really bad, I put it on my face, and something, it was just horrible. You know, a lot of these have been tested by a lot of people and a lot of other influencers in the space too that can all say, you know, this works amazing for what it says it's going to do. I've realized that I have been liking it so much because it has a friendly bear on the front of the bottle. And every time I see it, I go, oh, this lovely bear. My skin's going to be happy. And this bear says so. And that's the reason why I like it so much. And I sat there and I was doing this content just being like, that's not useful to anyone. That's not like, you know, if somebody is watching my videos, and sometimes I get messages, you know, being like, oh, that's helped my dry skin, whatever. None of that is pertinent to this. Like, literally none of that. I was like, this is, you know, I'm always honest about why I like something. And with this, it's like, I like it because that friendly bear makes me want to pick. And then there was another item, and I was like, why is this my favorite thing this month? You know, it's a great serum. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. My skin feels happy. But why am I picking this? Because it's pink. Maddie, it's pink. It's super pink. It's Barbie pink. Every time I drop it on my hand, and this is not a lie, there are days when I go, ooh, out loud to other human beings. I drop it and it's pink. I'm like, ooh, yay, pink. That is not useful to anybody. That's not informative. That's not like, oh, you know, you wear this, if you've been going through acne, it seriously calms down the acne. It does calm down your acne, by the way, it does. But why is that my favorite? Because it does the things it says it's going to do, and it's pink. I was sitting there just being like, and I realized this in real time, because obviously I have to give reasons why I'm liking these items and the content I'm creating. And I realized that half this stuff has just been like, if that's a gimmick that they've picked where they're like, oh, maybe the pink will help people, and then obviously there are consumers being like, oh, we're not giving into those gimmicks. I realized I am one of those sheep. I am a sheep. I am a sheep that will give in to those gimmicks. I will like a product more because you put a bear on it, and I will like it more because you make it Barbie pink colored. So I don't know what that makes me. Am I insane? Maybe. I don't know. Feel free to judge me.
My dear subject, Aimée. I mean, that just tells us that marketing works. That's what it's there for. But I'll tell you what, me and my friend Larry were thinking, and he's gone back into his pocket because he's a bit sensitive about this. Cause
I'm obsessed with Larry now. All it's taken is 20 minutes and I'm obsessed.
Yeah, we don't know what he is, but he's sort of a bear, sort of a squirrel, sort of Larry. And he was really excited at the thought that you wanted something just because there was a bear on it, which, you know, looks like him. And he knows that part of the reason I love him so much is because of how adorable he is. We live in a beautiful world. You take a look at nature and you know that beauty exists naturally in this world, which means that beauty is a fundamental part of our lives. We don't live in a world that doesn't want beauty. We always want to appreciate things with our eyes or our ears, if that is how we enjoy beauty the most. So I deem this not a failure at all. You are simply enjoying the beauty in life, and a bear on a product is as beautiful as a little knitted bear in a pocket that overlooks me and protects me while I sleep. So this is not a failure. We can celebrate. You are free, my subject.
Thank you, Matt. I remember when I got it, and it said in the description where it's like, oh, you know, it has our friendly bear logo. And I remember thinking at the time, I was like, what's that got to do with anything? What matters is whether your product is effective. And now here I'm sitting going, nope, but every time I see it, I'm like, it's like a little, let me see if I can.
Yeah, show us.
It is, for people who can't see it, it is genuinely a little white waving bear.
Oh,
and every
that's
time I see it, I'm like, oh,
that would work on me
use it
too.
today.
That would work on me too.
Literally not helpful in terms of, it's a great serum. It is essence I should say is great. That bear sways me every time. I am a sheep. That's just, it's who I am.
It's like, have you seen them soaps where they've got like little fish painted on the back of it at the bottom, and it looks like a little aquarium?
Yeah.
We're more inclined to buy those soaps because they're cute, they're gimmicky. But I think the world needs that. I think that's a win, not a failure.
I want cute things. We
We like
things, right?
cute little things, because you know, something we always say is such a shame in modern architecture is how it prioritizes cost efficiency over beauty. But as we've talked about, beauty is a fundamental part of human life and just enjoying this world. So I think we should appreciate it wherever we can. Ew, that was a bit too... I don't like when I get too soppy. I need to be a bit silly again.
I love it when you get soppy, man. It's good. It's nice.
I need to balance the soppy and the silly though. We need a good...
Well, I have
middle
something
ground?
for the lawn that is not that at all.
Good.
This is something from the news. It's fairly recent. Did you know that there is an annual wife carrying contest in England?
Oh, I've heard about that.
And the most recent winners were, I'm not going to say this correctly, so apologize for apologizing. So I am apologizing. See, what is Wednesday? What is Wednesday? So I am apologizing in advance for butchering any of these names. Timo Tuvinen and Jata Lainanen from Finland were crowned the winners most recently. They did this at 1 minute 45 seconds. The prize was a barrel of local ale. And this contest is said to be inspired by a 19th century Finnish legend about a gang that pillages villages and steals the women. You don't have to carry your wife. The person you're carrying has to be at least 50 kilograms. Those under that weight have to basically wear something to weigh themselves down. So that can be a rucksack filled with flour or water. You can carry, quote, a mate, a girlfriend, boyfriend, sister, or brother. They should just ideally weigh less than you. And there are optimal techniques. So the most popular version, or the most popular way of carrying said wife, is the Estonian hold, where the wife hangs upside down on the carrier's back with their legs crossed in front of his face. They have to run 380 meters, which, quote, is a long way under the circumstances, according to organisers. And the race first started in England in 2008. The fastest British couple, Edward Nash and Catherine Knight, came just 4 seconds behind the winners, and there is a World Wife Carrying Championships in Finland in July. For your assessment, Queen Emperor.
See you in Finland. Oh my word, upside down though! Upside down! Yeah, I struggled to be upside down for about 5 seconds. That's painful.
I was thinking all of that blood rushing to your head. Like, whoever's being carried is a tough person.
You know, it's not just a workout for the runner. It's a workout for the carryee.
Would you ever want to be carried in a wife carrying contest?
Yes, but I think it would be a bit painful. Not just on my head, but like on my knees. You know, if they're sort of being like bent so that they're held over the person's, you know, I think that would be a bit painful as well. It would be endurance for both of us.
If you had to pick a famous person of any gender, of course, as per the rules, to carry you in a wife carrying contest, who would you pick and why?
Ooh, That's tough. This is not a question I've ever thought about the answer to in my life.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, maybe that beefy guy that did Superman, not the last one, but the previous Superman, because he looks strong.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, but I worried that would also be painful for the legs, more so because there's more to cover, you know. So maybe you want someone a bit lankier.
Interesting. Well, I mean, listeners, write in and tell us who you would want to carry you in a wife carrying contest. Give us your nominations. We'd love to know. I feel like, and I haven't watched a lot of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's movies, but I feel like he'd be pretty good if he was carrying me. Or Ilona Mayer, you know, the rugby player from the USA. She looks like she could carry an entire country, to be honest. I feel like either of those. You want somebody that has that lifts a lot of, that looks like they lift a lot of things, but is also nimble.
Oh, maybe for me, maybe a male couples skater, because they're quite lean, but they've got the strength to carry someone.
Strength and speed.
I think so. Yeah,
that's legit. How would you like to adjudicate this, Queen Emperor?
Oh, that gave me such a laugh. That's an absolute win, my jester.
Woo! To cap off our time on the lawn in the Queen's Court today, I have one thing left. I'm going to start by saying I don't think this is a fail at all, but I don't know, maybe you might. A sleepy owl was found resting among items on a New York antique store shelf. Shoppers in upstate New York earlier this month turned up a rare find. They saw tucked next to a cookie jar made in the shape of a chicken was a live owl resting peacefully on the shelf. The Department of Environmental Conservation said that this incident, which happened on the 21st of February, that customers spotted something lifelike on one of the shelves, alerted store staff, and they arrived to find a brown and white owl perched on a shelf with its eyes firmly shut. I'll be honest, the reason that I brought this in is that I just find this so relatable. You're walking around a store, you're tired, everybody's going crazy, just want to take a nap. Feels pretty legit. Sometimes I'm walking around IKEA, I'm like, looks like it would be nice to take a nap in that chair.
Until the members of the public interrupt.
Yeah.
Your nap.
Yeah. I don't know how the owl got into the store, but relatable.
Owls are very, very cute. And sleeping owls are even cuter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would be delighted to see a little sleeping owl on a shop shelf.
Oh, what are we adjudicating that as?
Of course not a failure. Of course.
Yay! That is only one failure out of 5 today. 1 failure, 1 mid, 3 woos. Not bad.
These are quite celebratory anecdotes.
Well, of course, listeners, tell us how you would adjudicate any of these. And without further ado, let's go on.
Say goodbye to Larry.
Bye, Larry. Bye, Larry. For our audio listeners, he has been just slowly... It's like he's been in like an invisible elevator. He's just slowly descended.
Yeah, he has his own mode of transport. Amazing. It runs on a mysterious energy we've never discovered before in science.
But without further ado, I'm going to say that again. Without further ado, what is Wednesday? We're recording on a Wednesday, and obviously we know this is dropping on a Wednesday. Without further ado, mad news.
Punch! The baby macaque monkey has found a girlfriend called Momo-chan. He is no longer lonely. The baby monkey that the internet fell in love with because his mother abandoned him as a child, and he would hold on to this little monkey plushie, and everyone was like, "That's adorable and heartbreaking." He's got a girlfriend, so that is good news.
I just want you to. When you started with punch, I was like, "What? What?" And then my brain, oh, the monkey, not the action. Oh my god, that's adorable. That's so sweet.
It is good news.
The entire world has fallen in love with that little monkey.
Yeah, we need good animal news, you know.
Yeah,
We
he
do.
speaks to all of us that have felt a little bit abandoned, and we've just latched onto a cuddly toy as a response to that. Has he actually found a girlfriend, or is this just a friend that's female that's like now his best mate? What's the situation there?
Well, the internet's calling it a girlfriend, so
Okay, there we
all
are.
right, all righty.
That's the internet does what it wants. That's lovely. That's so nice.
I think Punch represents all of us that feel very vulnerable after maybe being hurt by others, and now you might retreat back into yourself and search for something that you know cannot hurt you, like a plushie or like a non-human outlet for your feelings. But when you learn to open up again and allow the chance for a good person to come into your life and help you, that's amazing, and that's what we should learn from Punch.
Maddie, that's beautiful.
I know, I need to be more stupid again. I keep doing this.
No, we love Maddie beautiful moments. And with that in mind, woo! What are you bringing to the exchange today, Maddie?
I've got such a profound one today.
Nice.
This will change your life if you've not indulged. I'm exchanging a dip dab. You've had a dip dab before, right?
Of course. My first thought was I cannot even think how long it's been since I've had one of those.
I'm not sponsored. But I really love these. I should be the face of dip dab. Put my face on the lollipop and dip my face in the sherbet. That'll be really funny. Yeah, it's a really unique little, because I have a massive sweet tooth. That's why I needed teeth whitening, because I just had too much sugar, and
legit
they were looking like English person's teeth. But it is a lovely, if you've not heard of it, it's a lovely little strawberry flavored lollipop in a bag of like lemony sherbet that you dip into it, and then when you've made the lollipop a bit moist because you've used it, it helps more sherbet to stick to it, and it's just a great experience all around. And it's a unique experience because most sweets you just eat it and that's it, but this you do things.
That's where it's at. Yeah.
So I'm exchanging that. I saved this packet for like 5 days so that I could use this in the exchange. I didn't bin it because I wanted to use it.
I want to go out and get one now. The next time I see one, I will get one and I will report directly back to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I am going to contribute journaling, writing. Just because it's, especially in this world right now, there's so many questions about data protection and how much time we're spending on our phones. And I have found much, much, much profound joy from just writing in my little journals and my little notebooks. And I've always kept one or two over the years that I use every day, but I've really kind of expanded my arsenal of journals, and it is very healing. Like, I've started an anxiety one recently just to help me track how those things manifest and how I can better look after myself. And it's so funny, even just writing down those processes helps heal you a little bit.
That's really good.
I forgot kind of how much I loved just the action of writing. Do you know what I mean? It's not even writing because you want to write anything that sounds amazing or anything super, super creative or brilliant like that. Just the action of writing and putting pen to paper and allowing your hand to just do its thing while you think whatever. It's so therapeutic and lovely, and you just can't replicate that in the same way tapping on a keyboard.
Yeah. Because when you leave education and you no longer need to write things with a pen. I mean, I guess people in university probably don't write, they type. But, when you leave school, and you're in a job that just doesn't require you to write anything really ever, I understand that, like that need to write, that yearning to do it again. I've got bookmarked on one of my tabs is a little sketch pad where I can just scribble with my mouse, because sometimes it drives me insane that I've not
Scribbled.
written or scribbled or done anything. I learn't to do this and I'm good at it and I will do it somehow. Sorry, this is your exchange.
No. I'm loving this energy. It's good.
Big
it's
agree.
Good.
Big agree.
Woo! Woo! Woohoo! Woohoo! Last but not least, you all know what's coming. It's our little sign off. Maddie, what would you like to leave everybody with today?
I think, in vain with recent personal events, I think I just want to encourage anyone that's having a hard time to just speak your truth, if you feel you're being wronged. And if they don't listen to you, that's their problem. But all you can do is speak up for yourself, and you will always have the right to do that. So do so. Have the courage to do so.
Oh, I love that. That's given me a boost today. That's so nice, Mads.
That's great.
Oh, I can't top that. Not that it's a competition, but anyway, you know what? I want to build on that with go and enjoy the big wide world out there. Do you know what I mean? Like, so much is channeled into our phones and to our see the orb. So much is like channeled into our phones and into screens, and I suppose we are adding to that because we're filming through video now. But hopefully you can be sitting outside in a park listening to us, or go for a run, or watch this with a friend or something. Like, so much is set up to actually get us to not spend time talking to people. What Maddie said right at the beginning, which was like, each one person, every one person, each one person. Look, it's Wednesday. I don't know what's going on. Every one person matters. You are a universe. So go out there and have a beautiful day and life and world.
So in summary, forget what anyone mean is saying to you.
What you said.
And go see some ducks in the park, Yeah. That's what life is.
Ducks are awesome. Love ducks.
Oh, they're so cute.
I went to see some ducks last week, and I just felt healed by looking at ducks. I know that sounds bizarre, but they're great.
And the noise, the little wait. I can't imitate it, but when a little group of ducklings are just quacking together, oh, it's so healing.
Have you listened to, this is really specific and maybe a bit strange, you can listen to compilations of just bird noises and duck noises on YouTube, and it's so nice.
I've not done that.
It's so
usually
nice.
I just do rain ambient noises.
Yeah.
Oh, animals would be good.
Yeah. There are live streams where it's just birds, live streams in bird sanctuaries, and so you're just surrounded by birds and bird noises. And it's just, if you're having one of those days where you can't get out, or you're in a certain place where you can't go outside, don't watch, I don't know, more angry people on a news channel. Listen to birds.
Oh, I know that we've been trying to sign off for 10 minutes, but that's just made me think of my favorite bird noise in this country is the chiff chaff. It sounds like the name of the bird, because it goes chip chap chip chap chip, and it's a really cute noise. And when you hear it amongst other birds, sort of making their magical little noises high up in the trees, it's really healing. So search up the chip chaff.
On the other side of that spectrum, I really like geese honks. They just make me laugh. I like things that make me laugh. So every time I hear Wah! I'm like, yeah, best noise I've heard all day. Best noise I've heard all day. 10 out of 10.
Animals are so great.
They are.
They are so perfect. They've never done anything wrong.
Yeah.
Even if they've mold a human. They had their reasons. We won't hold them to it. And animals are so great. We don't deserve them, and we should look after all of them. I feel like we should have another episode where we go more into animals because there's so much we could talk about.
I will find the best animal-focused current events to bring one week when none of you are expecting it. I'll be like, this is the week where all the animals have done all the things. We'll do that.
Yeah, might
I'll
not be
spring it
next
on
week.
everybody. No,
We'll
you're
surprise
just
you.
going to have to wait and
The
see.
animal facts. Yeah,
100%. Oh my God, we have been trying to wrap this up for ages. Well, thank you so much for listening to the opening episode of season 4 of Falling Upwards. We do have some wonderful guests lined
unless
up.
we decide to use this as a test as well, and then it will be the third one. You never know.
We have some amazing guests lined up for this season. They will be popping on at some point, and of course there will be more episodes with just the two of us as well. Thank you so much for listening. You know, we love sharing all of these moments with you. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.
Bye.